Hello, parents. Welcome to the Masterful Parenting Podcast. I'm Anne Alvares, parent coach, school counselor, and mother of two. Do you sometimes struggle with your parenting role? Do you notice that sometimes you're repeating patterns that you learned in your own childhood? Maybe you are carrying childhood pain that has not been healed, and you notice that it is showing up in your parenting with your own children. Perhaps you yell or get frustrated easily. Maybe you are directing them or telling them what to do all the time, and you notice that your actions are affecting your relationship with your children. Well, parents, I totally understand this. I came from childhood pain and I learned how to be a relational parent with my children. And I can teach this to you as well. This podcast is all about learning how to heal the childhood pain that we are carrying so that we can foster healthy relationships with our kids. Join us every week for a new show, and we will dive into the healing and the fostering of healthy relationships with our children. Hello, parents. Welcome to the Masterful Parenting podcast and YouTube channel. I'm super excited today because I have a special guest. Her name is Leena Mehta. She is a registered clinical counselor and an approved clinical supervisor. She is the founder of At Ease Counselling and sees clients in person in Burnaby and online. She supports individuals, youth, and adults with a range of issues, including anxiety, depression, abuse, trauma, self-esteem, life transitions, and grief and loss. She is trained in acceptance commitment therapy, cognitive behavior therapy, dialectical behavior therapy, eye movement desensitization and processing, and emotionally focused couples therapy. And she also provides counseling in Burnaby and online in British Columbia, which is where I am from. So she's a local, and so am I. Finally, she's an approved clinical supervisor who supervises counselors. Welcome, Leena.
Thank
So
you.
excited.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you. I don't know. I think you had a LinkedIn post that spoke to me, so I wanted to reach out. And then when I found out that you were local, I thought, oh, this is great. This is a good connection. So, we're going to talk today on something heavy, how we protect our kids from sexual abuse. So, let's get into it. I guess my first question is, why won't teenagers share with their parents things that are going on with them?
Yeah, that's a great question. So in my experience, sometimes teenagers feel embarrassed. So they're shy, they feel embarrassed. They don't necessarily feel comfortable. And sometimes they worry they're going to be judged, misunderstood. Maybe they won't be believed. That one comes up often as well. Like if I share this, they may have been told by the perpetrator that, oh, no one's going to believe you, or they blame the young person. So then the young person feels like it's their fault. So how can they talk about it, right? They may not be, I don't like the word evidence, but there may not be sort of any proof, if you will, of what happened. So again, that no one's going to believe you. So it's a combination really of things for teenagers in my experience. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So why is it important when we're talking to teens? And you and I are both in the counseling profession, and we work with teenagers as well. Um, why is it important to get their permission when we're sharing information about them? So maybe you talk to their parents. I know a lot of times
Yeah.
I try to convince them that we need to
Yes.
talk to your parents. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Uh, but why is it important that we get permission from them?
Sure. Yeah, several reasons. One, um, for a lot of young people, as I'm sure you know, they already feel like they don't have a lot of control or agency in what happens in their life. So if me or you as a counselor, we come in, we're trying to help, but we overstep, so to speak, and or don't seek permission, we're yet another person reinforcing that, oh, I have control and I'm going to make a decision, and it's no longer about the young person. Another reason, in my humble opinion, it's about collaboration, right? So if you include and can get permission, as again, I'm sure you know, from a teenager, they feel included in that process. So it's not something that's happening to them. They've actually agreed to it and they're in and then part of the process. So I think that's important. 3, trust. Most teenagers, clients build trust with their therapist. So if I was to go behind their back and be like, oh yeah, I spoke to your mom, I called your caregiver, it really is a breach of trust for some people, right? Like, why would I do that? I didn't ask them. And they've spent however many weeks or months getting to know me. So it's like betrayal, really. So getting their permission makes a big difference. Yeah.
Yes, for sure, for sure. Once that trust is broken, then it's really hard to work with a client, right?
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
so
Yeah.
super important, especially with teenagers because they're already suspicious, right?
Yes.
So you have to kind of build trust with them first.
Yeah.
And then I always tell my students, I will not uh, do anything you don't want me to do.
Yes.
So if you don't want me to talk to your parents, I won't. But I will continue to ask though, because if I think it's helpful, I'm going to ask. But I won't do it if you're not ready.
Yeah.
If when you're ready, you can tell me.
Yeah.
That's what I say,
Yeah.
right?
Then they have the option. Yeah.
Sometimes it takes a long time because they have distrust of their parents,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yeah.
They don't feel that it's going to help, number one. And
Yes.
number two, they're worried about their parents' reaction to
Mhm.
whatever they have to say, right?
Yeah.
They're going to be mad. They're going to be upset. I told you. Those kinds of things, all the things that you were saying, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then you deal with clients. I know you have like a specialty in trauma, right? Trauma, abuse. So when you're working with your clients, your teenagers,
Yeah.
um, or parents, what would you advise
Mm.
that we do to help protect our kids, or what should teenagers do to help protect themselves?
Sure. Yeah, this comes up both from teenagers and especially from parents, really. One is teenagers knowing and understanding what's okay and what's not. So understanding that they can say no if they don't want to do something. They don't have to do something because so and so said it's a good idea. Do you know what I mean? So reinforcing really it's their body and what they feel is okay. And that can change for sure as they get older, as they get to know someone. Um, but essentially, it's up to them and having boundaries in place. Also, understanding that, let's say online, there are people, predators online, who will prey on young and vulnerable people, especially teenagers. So, when they're playing these video games or they're on social media and they're talking to people, is this person who they say they're going to be? Right? And if they then request let's meet up in person, letting someone know, meeting in a public place, better still go with someone. Don't just meet someone online that you've never met before. Because teenagers, again, they're young. They believe that the person is, I don't know, 16, 17, and he's a he or a she. But we don't know that,
Yes,
unfortunately. Right? So,
yes, yes. So there's that online component.
yeah.
But I like what you said about they need to learn or know uh, that they can listen to their feelings,
Yeah.
that they don't have to do what somebody else tells them to do.
Yeah.
And also, I think it's really important that they understand what is healthy and what isn't,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Because somebody could be buying you gifts
Yes.
and say, "Oh, you don't have to give me anything," but really they could be grooming you,
Grooming, yeah, for sure.
right? They could be grooming. Actually a
Mm.
term that I should use with my teens because I think it's really important. They should be grooming you because somebody that's giving you gifts out of the blue, you got to kind of ask yourself why.
Mm. Yeah.
What is it that they're trying to do? Because not everyone's intentions are good,
No, no,
unfortunately, right?
no.
The other thing too is for me as a parent, I'm the mom of two. And also because I experienced sexual abuse as a child, I'm so honest and open with my kids. And I started when they were toddlers, teaching them
Yeah.
what the private parts are.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
these are your private parts. You don't show them to anyone. Nobody touches your private parts. You don't touch people's private parts. Like I taught them that when they were toddlers, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so that they understood that it was a
Mm.
private part. And I kind
Yeah.
of laugh about it now because I was so open with them. My youngest, he had several years ago, he had the sex talk at school, the sex talk.
Mm.
Well, I always ask them, okay, so what did you learn? Was there anything I was missing, that I was telling you? He said, Mom, I learned another private part that you didn't tell me. I said, oh, what is it? And he said, your mouth.
Oh,
And I was like, wow, I
yeah.
didn't,
Yeah.
that's exactly the truth. I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can learn from our kids when we have these open conversations, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
So good. All right. So when we're having, okay, so let's say we weren't able to protect our kids.
Mm.
Maybe we didn't have the conversation with them.
Mm.
Maybe we were uncomfortable having the conversation with them. And
Yeah.
now they've experienced something harsh. They've experienced like inappropriate touching, or they've experienced uh, trusted adult
Mm.
violate their boundaries, you
Yeah.
know, um, or they've even experienced like rape.
Yeah.
You know, what do we do? How do we help our kids?
Oh, well, um, so sometimes they will disclose to a caregiver. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes the first person they disclose it to is a counselor or a teacher or a friend. So to try and either make space, hold space for what they're saying, and then asking them what they need. So some people, there's that blame, shame, oh my goodness, shock even feeling that comes to the surface. But for other people, it's I'm not okay and I need some attention, I need some care. So everyone reacts or responds differently to when they experience something like that. And when it comes to counseling, by the time I see some people want to unpack and process what happened. How could this person do this? I don't know why. There is some minimization because sometimes it's kind of hard for some people, and understandably, for people that experience this, to wrap their heads around why this person would do this. Right? As you said, it's a trusted adult. Maybe it's a family friend, what have you. So there's some unpacking there. There's some how are people coping? So some people, young people, they experience sleep disturbance or inability to sleep, anxiety, not wanting to go to school, not feeling like doing these things. So some of that is more practical day-to-day support that they need. And then there's what I would say like more long-term trauma healing around the experience, right? So maybe we do some EMDR, the eye movement desensitization reprocessing. For some people, that doesn't land. So maybe for them, it's some talk therapy. So maybe dialectical behavioral therapy, what to do to help them emotionally regulate. So we do that. Other people, it's okay. I'm having a panic attack. So having coping mechanisms around that. So again, because everyone's so different and everyone experiences and deals with trauma differently, really understanding where they're at and what they need. And then if they don't know, which is the case for some people, is working with them. Let's try this. Maybe that didn't
Yes.
work. Let's try this. As I'm sure, yeah, similar to what and how you support young people, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not as versed in all of the therapies.
Sure.
Mainly I do like the cognitive behavior therapy,
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
yeah,
thinking about the event.
yes, yeah,
Um, Mainly I do that, and then just self-care, like
yeah,
taking care of yourself, right? Um, because a lot of times I find, okay, so when I years ago I had a student that was raped.
yeah,
She was at a party, a
yeah,
bus party. it was her grad year,
Yeah.
and the guy slipped the date rape stuff into her drink.
Yeah.
And she said she had no, like, she couldn't, and she was an athlete, right? She had
Yeah.
no energy to fight him. She couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Um, that's why she knew that he slipped something in her drink. And she didn't come to school for a long time. So I had to find out what's happening. And thankfully, she opened up to me about it. But I guess, like, one of the things is, like, let's listen to our kids. Let's let them talk about it.
Yeah.
Because they need to get it out. They need to talk about it, right?
Yeah.
As uncomfortable as we are hearing it, because it was pretty sad, right? And
Oh, for sure.
upsetting, but we have to let them get it out.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to tell her parents because she said in her culture, she would be the one that would be blamed.
Yeah.
Why did you go there?
Yeah.
You know, why were you drinking? Why
Yeah.
did you leave your drink out?
Yeah.
All these things, right? And instead of empathizing with her,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Instead of giving her what she really truly needed. But we did really work on how she was thinking about the event because there was a part of her that blamed herself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so that is kind of what we also have to listen to that, because when something bad happens to you,
Yeah.
you don't need to feel bad because you didn't do anything wrong. Like, you
No.
didn't do anything wrong. Something bad was done to you,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And so that's where you can release that. I know it feels like shame, and you can internalize this, I'm
Yeah.
a bad person, but you're actually not,
Yeah.
right? You're a victim of a crime,
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah.
right? So yeah, so I think it's really good for our kids, first of all, to talk about it and then process the way they're thinking,
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you find a lot of when teenagers go through um, any kind of trauma, sometimes there's a messaging about themselves in there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. How
Right?
they view themselves. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I must be bad if my parents
Yes.
hit me. I must be bad
Yeah.
if my uncle touched me inappropriately.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
kinds of things, right?
Yeah.
And so we got to kind of like hear that and
Yeah.
then help them to reframe it,
Yeah. Challenge it and yeah, absolutely.
challenge it, and yeah. Woo, so heavy, so heavy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's really, really good that you try all these different therapies to see what's going to work to help them to feel better, right?
Yeah.
Because part of it is like moving through it is starting to feel good about you again.
Yes, rebuilding or strengthening your relationship with yourself. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So good.
Mm.
Excellent. Oh, thank you so much, Lena.
Oh,
I want you to maybe let parents know, parents of teens and teenagers that need help,
yeah.
let them know how
Mm.
you work with those kinds of clients and also where they can find you.
Yeah, so in person, so in Burnaby, I have an office, but also online if that's easier or more preferred. They can reach me by phone. So my phone number is 604-997-4757, or they can go to my website, at Ease Counselling. Just they put that in and they can look at my schedule. I also offer a free consultation, I should say. So for young people, especially clients in general, but especially young people, to try a couple of counselors, right? To see who the right fit is and to see if there's any kind of connection or I kind of like this person, because that's half of the work when it comes to supporting
Yes.
young people, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They need to feel comfortable with you,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Yeah, 100%. Okay, that's so good. Well, I will put your information and your links on the podcast notes,
Oh,
and
thank
then
you.
parents, you'll know where to find Leena. Okay, I'm just going to do a really quick recap. I'd like to do a recap for parents on what we talked about, right? So
Yeah.
Leena was saying, like, a lot of times there's many reasons why teens will not share with us as parents. And it could be that maybe they're worried that we're going to be worried and they don't want to worry us, or they feel like they might be blamed, right? And not supported. And a lot of times teenagers are very sensitive to the way their parents handle things. So if they know that you're going to be concerned, worried, upset, or they think that uh, this is something they should handle on their own, then they're not going to share this with you. So you have to be mindful of it and always open the door. I believe you always should open the door with your children and say, I know you're not ready to talk about it now, but when you're ready, I'm here, right? But never force children into talking when they're not ready to talk. It doesn't provide safety for them. And we need to get permission from them. Can I share this with Uncle Bob, or can I share this with Dad? You know, is it okay? Because a lot of times our kids, when they find out that we're talking about them behind their backs, they feel so hurt, you know, because they didn't know about it. So it's really important that we build trust with our children and we invite them and we share. Is it, you know, share we want to talk to so and so because they can help. Okay. And how do we protect our kids from sexual abuse? We have to talk to them. We have to tell them what are the private parts. If you start really young, it's really, really good. I know that from my own experience. But we have to talk to them about what is abuse, what is a healthy relationship. Listen to your feelings, Leena said. Listen to your feelings. It's okay to say no. And we help our kids to heal by letting them talk about it and getting them help so that they can go through the process and begin that healing journey. Is that good, Leena?
Yeah.
Did I summarize it well?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the incredible work that you do.
Oh,
So
thank
thank
you.
you.
Same for you, all the work that you do in this wonderful podcast. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. All right, parents, we will see you next time. Hope you got a lot of value from the show today. Take care, everybody.
Thanks.
Where is the stop? Sorry. Oh, thank you, parents, for joining the show today. I hope it was valuable and that you have some useful tools to use with your children. If this show blessed you or changed you in any way, I would appreciate a review on my podcast, or subscribe to my YouTube channel, or perhaps you could even recommend our masterful parenting to your family and friends. Thank you so much, parents.